Imagine waking up tomorrow to breaking news that Mount Olympus has reappeared in Greece, Asgard hovers above Norway, and divine beings from every ancient pantheon have returned to reclaim their place in human society. The gods are back, and they've been watching us all along. Zeus, with his thunderbolt in one hand and the latest iPhone in the other, would likely be perplexed by a world where his lightning is harnessed in every home. Yet his authority means nothing to nations with nuclear arsenals. The king of gods, once feared and worshipped, might find himself trending on Twitter for his notorious infidelities rather than his divine command. In downtown Manhattan, Lakshmi, Hindu goddess of wealth and prosperity, could be spotted consulting at Wall Street, her ancient wisdom about abundance repackaged as revolutionary financial strategies. Meanwhile, Hades might operate the world's most secure data centers, his underworld expertise repurposed for storing our digital afterlives. Technology would fascinate some deities and frustrate others. Imagine Thor's reaction to discovering humans have created thunder without divine intervention, or Poseidon's bewilderment at submarines traversing his realm without permission. Would Thoth, Egyptian god of wisdom, marvel at pocket-sized devices containing more knowledge than the Library of Alexandria? Or would he lament our tendency to use this power for scrolling through cat videos? The return of the gods would transform our social structures overnight. Divine intervention would become a literal phenomenon. Insurance companies would scramble to create policies covering acts of God that are now deliberate actions rather than natural disasters. Court systems would collapse under the weight of millennia-old grudges suddenly brought to litigation. Consider how their divine domains would translate to modern equivalents. Athena might find herself leading educational reform, while Mars oversees military operations with a mixture of admiration and horror at our weapons of mass destruction. Aphrodite could revolutionize dating apps with actual love algorithms that work, though her presence might complicate relationships worldwide. In healthcare, Apollo and Asclepius would render medical schools obsolete, offering miracle cures while simultaneously putting pharmaceutical companies out of business. Cancer, once a terrifying diagnosis, becomes merely an inconvenience when divine healing is available, though perhaps at the cost of an elaborate temple donation. Religious institutions would face an existential crisis. Would churches, mosques, and temples become obsolete in the face of verifiable divine presence, or would they adapt to include these returned deities in their theology? The Pope might find himself in a theological debate with Quetzalcoatl over breakfast, while Buddhist monks meditate alongside Ganesha, remover of obstacles. Environmental challenges might finally receive divine attention. Gaia and Demeter would likely be appalled at climate change, potentially forcing immediate corporate responsibility. Imagine executives explaining deforestation to an angry Artemis, or oil barons defending ocean pollution to a furious Poseidon. The gods' return could be nature's ultimate revenge. But not all would be well in this divine renaissance. Ancient rivalries would reignite. The Trojan War might seem quaint compared to what happens when Ares and Athena disagree over modern conflicts with modern weapons at their disposal. Divine beings with opposing interests could turn geopolitical tensions into supernatural battlegrounds. Our scientific understanding would be both validated and shattered. Astronomers might find themselves sharing observatories with Nut, Egyptian sky goddess, while physicists debate quantum mechanics with Brahma, creator of universes. Would we continue scientific exploration when divine answers are available? Or would curiosity drive us to understand how even gods function? Perhaps most profound would be the philosophical implications. With definitive proof of divine existence walking among us, concepts of free will would be reconsidered overnight. Would we still strive for greatness, knowing the gods might intervene at any moment? Would human achievement lose meaning? Or would it gain new significance under divine witness? Privacy would become an ancient concept. Omniscient beings like Heimdall, who sees all, or Mot, who weighs every heart, would make surveillance states look amateur. Our digital footprints would pale in comparison to divine oversight that sees not just our actions, but our intentions. For all the chaos their return would cause, perhaps what would shock us most is how human these gods truly are. Their jealousies, passions, grudges, and loves magnified by divine power, but recognizable in their all-too-human nature. We created them in our image, after all, with all our flaws writ large across the cosmos. As we navigate this brave new world of divine coexistence, we might finally understand a truth lost to time. The gods never truly left us. They've been here all along, embedded in our stories, our values, our understanding of what it means to be both powerful and flawed, divine and human. Perhaps that's the greatest revelation of all.